Mhm.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Am I?
It's not streaming on YouTube right now, sir. Go live has not been filled, I think. Yeah, now it's live, sir. Now
It's live, no?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Namaskar. I'm your mentor, Balaji. I'll be your partner along with some of my black hat hackers for the next 20-25 days time, every day in the evening around 5:15 time. I know many of you are undergoing, exams and finding it difficult to be here online, live, on time. As a matter of fact, I'll suggest that, from tomorrow onward, just to accommodate all the students, because around 40% of the students are undergoing training. From tomorrow onward, we'll have the training from 6 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. time frame, 2 hours to 2 to 3 hours, depending upon how you absorb in the class. We'll continue on that. So welcome to Cyber Defense Engineering using Python. And I'll take you through some of the key reasons why we need to be, on Python, why the need of Python, and why there is a need for cyber engineers before we start going towards cyber defense engineering using Python. So I hope all of you are ready, geared for this journey. Before I start the session, I think, we need to set right some of the expectations. Boys and girls, it's a very large group and very heterogeneous group. More than 20,000 odd people are there from across the country who have joined this course. And technically, it is not possible to pick up all your calls. So don't call me now, because I see that around 3 calls in last 3 minutes time. So please avoid calling, because it does not bring any value, because sometime I may pick up sometime, but not always. All communications that we can do it on Telegram. But only challenge is that if I open the Telegram, there will be cross charts, and then there will be 12,000 messages. Each one of you will give one message, and there will be 20,000 messages. And none of us will be able to read those messages. And that's the reason we are not keeping the channel open. I think you all have come here for a very simple reason. It's an online class. The session will be on YouTube. Videos will be available, those who have paid for it. And, some of the videos will make it available for everybody, whether you have paid or not paid. So at the end of it, 3 things that you need it here. You are here for 3 things. 1, you should learn. That is the first thing. Second thing is that, if you have paid the money, you have access to the systems, which I will ensure that you will have access to the systems. Almost 80% of you already have access to the system. Those who have applied yesterday and today, yesterday afternoon, on noon onward, 12 o'clock onward, for those people, will be sending the mails today in some time from now. So don't worry, you will have those who have paid, you will have access to the systems. the learning management system. It's a world-class learning management systems, and you will have chapter-wise exams to ensure that your progress is happening correctly. There are some prerequisites for the training which has already been set at the beginning in the group. And one of the requirement for this program is to download Python and have the Python with you in your systems. And video has been sent on Telegram, Cybervidyapeeth Foundation Telegram group. And if you have not done it so far, please have a look of it. Loading the Python is not a big deal. I think, you can look for any, go to the Google, search for it, how to download it, go to the python.org and download it from there. It's a no-brainer actually. But if you're finding a difficulty, there is a videos there. We have already posted it there. There are many people who may not have access to the, the systems which is allowing them to have Python installed on their systems, and they are finding challenges. For them also, there is no challenge. Google Colab will teach you how to use Google collaboration tool, and then you will have access to the Python without loading into your custom, on your computer. But I'll prefer, you should have your own custom Python loaded in your system so that you can continue with this journey very easily. So coming to, the second most important, discussion before I start the session of the day today, that networking is one of the prerequisites for being a good cyber professionals. And I've sent you 5 videos, and also I've sent the transcript yesterday night on Cybervidyapeeth Foundation Telegram channel. So please, get access to that. One more thing is that, you need to put the subscribe button on for us so that, from tomorrow onward, you will have access to these videos only when you have subscribed it. If you have not subscribed it, you may not be able to get access to my videos because they will be all private videos, and you need to subscribe it, and you have to come to my channel properly to access the channel. So before we start the session, can you all put a subscribe button on the machine, on the YouTube channel, so that, all of you get enrolled there. We get benefited because it's not the money. It doesn't matter for us. We don't care about the money, but we want to build a community, and there will be significant amount of work that we are doing in this space, and a lot of videos will keep coming in days to come. So even if you are not in this course, you will be able to access many of those videos, which are very, very, important for the, cyber defense career. And I'm sure, certain that, you will be able to pick up those videos very easily. And currently also there are quite a bit of videos are there, and you'll love to, have a look of some of them. So before I start, may I request you all once again, for this amazing next 20 days, you are going to give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Are you all good with that? Please do that, because that's a small fees that I needed, before we proceed. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for the subscription button. You have subscribed me. You have put the bell icon on so that notification is on. So tomorrow when the session's notification goes, you have the notification on your YouTube itself. So you don't have to really worry about how we are going to access the courses. So you will be able to do that. So one more important information is that tomorrow onward, we'll start the session at 6 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. every day, we'll have the sessions on cyber defense engineering using Python. Okay, so these are some small health check. Networking is a very important component. I just repeat it again. And there are 5 videos there. And possibly when the session starts in the mid of the things, once the Python scripting and programming is done, after that, possibly we'll do one more round of, networking test for you. That will be a little advanced test, because this test was a very basic test. Only 520 people have applied for that. Only 530 odd people have actually written the test. My request is that that test is not a test of your skills. It is a test of where I need to start. Because if you are at 0, if I start at 20, it will be difficult for you to move forward in the class. So I must know where you are, because based on that, I can give you some more videos so that you are absolutely equipped to go into the class. We are going to teach you from scratch. So you don't need to be a great programmer before you go into, the Python, programming skills. It's a 0 to hero program. So we'll start with 0 what is Python, what is programming, what is compiler, and how it works, how the machine understands the language, how the compiler, convert, the human-driven language to the machine-driven language, say in 0 and 1s. So we'll start from a scratch, so you don't have to worry about, what is required is that are you here for really learning something extraordinary in your life at a very early part of your career? Needless to say, this course, is a very close replica of a course of SANS. It is SANS Intermediate Hacking course, which cost you somewhere around $8,500. And there, you will get the virtual machines and you will get the tools that has already been created by the world hacking community. And you will be using the tool as an operator and you will learn how to hack it. We are going to do it a little differently. The course is same, but we are going to teach you how to make the tools, how to write those tools, how to script those tools. We'll not ask you to run John the Reapers. We'll teach you what is John the Reapers, what are the key features of the John Reapers. Then we will go into the flowcharts, how the John Reaper can be rewritten in Python. And then you will do your own codings and we'll take you through those codings, to journey where you can create your own John the Reaper and feel proud about it, that you don't use John, you use your own tools rather than, depending on the tools of adversary. Needless to say, if you want to win a battle, you have to have everything indigenous. Cyber is a war. We are already, when I'll take you to some of the slides today, you will understand that what value we are trying to create for the nation and how we can join hand together to make some of these dreams of becoming creating a million Cyber Rakshak for Bharat will become a reality. I really owe you that you all are here. Please pass on the message to everyone you know of. If they are passionate about cyber, they need to be here in Cyber Vidyapeeth Foundation. Because that's the only way, we can move forward, because 99% companies across the globe, they teach you how to operate. They don't teach you the underlying engineering principles. We believe cyber is an engineering problem and it requires engineered solutions. Who will create the engineered solution? Only you can do it. And you don't require a certificate that you are the best. East or the West, you are the best. And you are capable of doing something extraordinary. So when we actually delve into the sessions, we know that we have the most talented pool from across the world who is joining the sessions, and they are going to be the best in that space. Have faith, just be passionate. And I promise you, when you leave this office, when you leave these sessions after 25, 30 days time, you'll be absolutely charged up and you will be in a different league altogether as a cyber engineer. Last thing before I start the session today, I've got something interesting for you, but I don't know how many of you know Sherpas and the base camps. I'm sure you must be knowing the name of the person who has been to Mount Everest first time. You must be knowing the name of the first woman Indian who has been to Mount Everest, Bachendri Pal. I'm very sure you'll remember the name of some of those first. Those who are the first, they create history. Absolutely, no doubt about it. But if you go to the base camp, every year there will be 15 to 20,000 people are there, camping there. They want to go to the Mount Everest to fulfill their own dreams of reaching on the top of the earth and feel that they have achieved something extraordinary. But when they go there, there is one gentleman whose name you don't know. His name or her name is Sherpas. Sherpas are the mentor for taking you to the Mount Everest. When you go to the base camp, some of the basic disciplines are, no question are asked to Sherpas. Whatever they tell you, irrespective of you are a god or you are a human being, You are Elon Musk or a common man like me. Doesn't matter. Sherpa's words are final. You know the reason why Sherpa's words are final? Because they travel every year 20 times to the Mount Everest. Nobody remembers their names. And they take people to the Mount Everest and they know how to take you there. They know that one small mistake and you are finished. One wrong steps and you will be nowhere on the earth. Your dead body will not be able to, no one will be able to recover those dead bodies. So Sherpas are the mentors, those who does it 20 times a year, and then they take you to that space. If you are having a lot of attitudes, a lot of unnecessary things that, no, I will do the way I want to do, I promise you, you will end up with failures. So when you are here in Cybervidyapeeth Foundations, I am your Sherpa. No question asked. The reason is very simple. Created more than 30,000 Cyber Rakshak for Bharat. And I am doing it every day. So I know that where you are going to fail, I am very confident that all of you can be there to the Mount Everest on your own. But there will be many casualties on the way. I don't want a single casualty. And I want to take you there on the highest plot of the earth. But you will have to make sure, you need to listen to me, that is the only way you can move forward in your life in cyber defense engineering. I promise you two very important things. One, that it will be the shortest path to reach, and it will be the best and the most safe path to reach the goal, whatever goal you have before coming over here. I don't promise you that you will become world-class hacker at the end of it. But I promise you, I'll provide you a solid foundations. You can build your own house on top of it without me in a very short span of time. You can learn on your own. It will take 4 to 5 years. I know many of my community people. They are there for 7, 8 years and they're learning the same things. They learn with failures, but they are very persistent. They are also great because they continue to, they fail, but they learn, they fail, they learn, they fail, they learn. Passion drives them and finally they become the world-class professionals in that space. My job is as a mentor, as a Sherpa for this program to make sure that you reach the destination with minimum hurdles. So when I ask you, when I provide you a message on the Telegram group, please make sure your notification is on. That's the minimum thing that you need to do. If you don't have your notification on, you will have hundreds of questions and you will call me. And I can't handle call on this, for 20,000 people. Impossible to achieve that. I'll pick up some. There will be 10 calls. I'll pick up 1 call. By the time I'll finish, another 10 call is missed. And the days continues, if I have time, I'll pick up more calls, but I may not have time to pick up your calls. So whatever message is there, go to the Telegram. If there is a video, please go through that videos line by line. If you can't hear the statement correctly, do it 2 times, 3 times. Because once you finish that, your journey will be a lot easier. You will have less number of questions. Are you all with me? Can you make it sure that all of you are with me? Put a hands on, put the subscribe button on, and write a word Jai Hind in the chat windows. Just one word, Jai Hind, and I'll salute you. So Telegram channel and the messaging that you have it there is absolutely profound. And read those messages correctly. I found that, I asked a question that those whose email ID is invalid, please give your right email ID. Then 200 people have given the email ID of their own. I've not asked you to give the email ID. I have asked only those people whose list appears there, their email ID is wrong. They have to give a correct email ID. Now, I don't have to tell you that was there. You have not read the message correctly, and at the end of it, you have asked me to do some task which was not required. So it is good to read messages 2 times, 3 times, because when you are dealing with 20,000 students, like last year we dealt with almost around 35,000 students, and there were dropouts, huge dropouts. I expect this year it should not be. Be patient. When you are here, be patient. We are not here to just do a whitewashing on the wall. We are here for a mission. When I left my job at age of 50, from a nice, cozy corporate world to a world where there is no earning, only Gyandan. It's not that easy. But we are here with a sankalp, with a commitment that will make 1 million cyber army. And I'm very confident that we'll make it, because we have students like you all. Many times you may not understand it, the entire discussions. I'm not born with the gift of the gap. Some of you may not understand English even. I'm with you. At the end of the day, every sessions that we'll do, we'll try to give you a transcript in English as well as in Hindi. It is very much doable things, and we'll do it. Session will be all in English, but transcripts will be available in English as well as in Hindi. But I still feel that, you should learn English if you don't know. If you want to learn English, please let me know. Because we have a separate class going on for English. Because we know our boys and girls are extremely extraordinary. But language skills for people from Jharkhand, Gujarat, deeper side of, not the metropolitan town. Metropolitan town create managers, they don't create engineers. The small towns, they create engineers. That's my own. Please bear with me if you live in Calcutta, live in Bangalore. No disrespect to you. But I know that, in my journey, in 2,000 odd people I handle in different organizations, 85% the world-class people were from the smaller places. That's my experience. So please excuse me if you feel hurt with my statement. So that was the basic hygiene part of it. Some of you may not have received the emails. And there is a small Google forms are there. If you have applied it yesterday and today, please don't write it there. If you have done it on 22nd and before 22nd and you have not received it, you have reasons to write it there in the Google form. Please do it today. Because I can't do the same things, every day, because you people have failed to keep the notification on. So it will be better, you plan it out that way, that if you have not received the mail, you have registered 22nd and before, please go and fill up the forms. Because we have already sent it till yesterday afternoon time, and the mails are going as I speak, some mails are going. So by today evening, mail will go by another 2 hours time from now, up to 5 o'clock today. But doesn't matter, because 1 or 2 days in class you learn, and then you can go and revise it on those documentations there in a day or two, doesn't matter. Last year, when, huge amount of people have joined and then I have seen the dropout, the reason for dropout that, the free class that we do. Many people think it's free, so it is not worth and just forget about it. It's almost $8,500 worth of course. If it is coming free to you, somebody is actually paying for that. Somebody is actually investing for that. So for you, it is free, but somebody like me, I'm investing it, my time. I would have 2 to 3 crore rupees in a year. I'm investing for you. So don't take it that way that you have a free course, so I just want to drop out and move on in my life. Please don't do that. Be here if you're passionate about it. If you're not very passionate about it, please don't be here, because we are serious people and we need serious people. And this entire course is for filtering the best talent of the country. And then I'll make the announcement at the end of it, not now, because I want to see the passion of the people before I make announcement. Because I don't make announcement just like that. So at the end of the course, I'll tell you that how many people we have filtered out, and for them, there will be something interesting in their life. So get tuned, remain in touch for the next 20-25 days time. And don't watch the video one time. If time permits, watch it 2-3 times, including read the transcript, which will be provided to you every day at the end of the, end of the session, or maybe, few hours after the sessions. Okay, so that was small talk, which went for next almost 25-minute time. So my apology for that, but it was very important that we should understand the way the teaching is going to happen. So let's go through some of the important slides. Why you need to be a cyber defense engineer and what's great in it. And some hygiene also. Okay. So a small introduction of Cybervidyapeeth Foundation. We are a not-for-profit organization, Section 8 company. While we have trained around 30,000 people, but 5,000 world-class cyber defender we have created out of 35,000 people. We have re-imaged more than 5,000 plus corporate professionals in world-class cyber engineers. Partnered with more than 500 government entities. In my trainings, you won't believe there are more than 20,000, 30,000 people come from the government agencies. More than 500 corporate organization has come to us for getting trained in a very complex subject like MITRE Defend, MITRE Attack, MITRE Cell. Very complex subject. Those trainings are not imparted by anybody in India. A small team, 40 patents granted already in the team. Our board members, they have created more than 200 PhDs, including PhD in 6G security. You are hearing about 5G. Our board members are talking about 6G and 6G security. And there is a PhD has been done recently in 6G security from one of the teammates, those who were being mentored by one of our board members. A team of around 10 plus deep hacker with deep expertise in system engineering. We have already launched one commercial product so far, and it has finished its pilot phase. It's going to the production now. So a small team of 20-30 people, but quite a solid foundations from academic perspective. And I've got 9 patents granted and filed, I don't know, I have filed quite a bit of numbers, 25, 30 patents I have filed, but 9 granted so far. We are all here to unite young minds with cyber defense engineering as a skill. Simple Sankalpa, create a million Cyber Rakshak by 2026. small brief about me. You can read it yourself. I don't want to narrate it. Okay. So we'll spend some next 30-minute time knowing the attack surface area. What is the attack surface area and why we all are here for this course? What is great there in the course and why we need so many cyber engineers? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, faculties, namaste. We are all here because our life is engulfed with millions of sensor nodes right away. Dunya muthi mein, the Hindi word, dunya muthi mein, the mobile. I don't know how many of you know how many sensors are there in the mobile phone. Can you all guess? If you can guess, just write it on the YouTube chat window. You don't have to speak. I will not hear you. Sorry for that. It's a one-way communication. Doesn't matter. But if you type it, my team is watching you and I'll watch it later. If you get anything more than 20 numbers, you get a brownie point actually. I'll give you a star. I'll give you a gift. But you'll have to write 20, names immediately. Your mobile has got more than 100 plus sensors, 130 plus sensors actually. And if it is a Chinese phone, the sensor numbers are little more than that. Even the documentation that you get it from the company, they don't mention about many of those sensors. And each sensors are actually taking significant amount of data about yourself. And each sensors are under attack. So interconnected world and increased attack surface area is one of the biggest worry that we are facing it today. You are watching television in a big hall, or you are watching television on Hotstar. It's one and the same. Dunya muthi mein. Every mobile has got heat sensors, the thermal sensors, the Wi-Fi sensors, the NFCs, the Bluetooth, Zigbee, location sensors, and many more. And each of these sensors provides significant amount of information about you to the connected world. Whether you have access to those information or not, but trust me, every information that you get it on your mobile through the sensors is known to somebody or else for sure. So connected world is a great experience, but comes with the pain of cyber defense. Some of the unique IoT structure of a mobile phone, you can have a look of it around 20-30 sensors. I have mentioned it here, but they are not the very big number. And how the complete IoT works and interact with the application is a story in itself. Actually. You won't believe, Fortune 2000 companies, world's top 2000 companies, 1,606 companies has reported breach in last 1 year time. It's a huge number. Do you think that they are not having enough of the tools and technology to protect against cyber attack? I don't believe so. Almost every company, Fortune 2000 company, is spent 30 to 50 crore rupees every year on cyber defense. They'll have a range of tools, right? From the firewall to intrusion detection systems, to intrusion prevention systems, to antivirus systems, to sandboxing systems, to the packet capture systems, and number of devices. 75 devices on an average is there in the corporate world. And each of these devices, by the time it comes in the market, the hacker creates the evasion techniques, how to evade or how to bypass these tools. It takes 2 to 3 years time to get these tools to the corporate world by the time evasion techniques comes into the market. Hacker world is a heavily connected one. Trust me, it is so well connected that if I give a problem statement tonight, I'll have 1 million people giving me the answer for the problem statement. 1 million solution a day. If I just tell per information that you give, I'll give you $1 in Bitcoin, not one Bitcoin, $1, 70 rupees, 80 rupees. I'll get a million answers out of that. That sort of connectivity is there in the hacking world. While in corporate side, we are not that great connected. I think that's an area of concern. One more thing is there, which is a very interesting dimensions about most of the attacks that I have seen in the recent part. No attack is happening by chance. They're all attacks are by design, well-timed, and time when the attack should have happened. India started exporting a lot of items, stuff to small countries across the globe. Vegetables, the rice, the wheats. Just after COVID, we were having surplus reserves and we started giving it to our smaller friends, across the world, around 130 countries. It didn't go well in the eyes of some of the big guys, those who were unable to spare even $1 for them. At the time when the export was picking it up, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust had been attacked by ransomware. Not by chance. It is all by design. So if attacker want to finish you off, they are able to finish you off. And the reason is, cyber is an engineering problem and require engineered solution. We require engineer, not operator, managing the tools. And these tools are all point of time solutions. Tool gets created for solving a problem. By the time the tool gets created, 10 more problem comes up and the tool is unable to handle that. So one of the Russian factory was burnt recently, last year. I'm talking about sometime July time frame. July, I think 2022, July 7th or 8th July, I don't remember the date. Russian factory got burnt. And not but somebody has put the Russian factory on the fire. A malware in Destroyer 2.0 version or 3.0 version, a malware has actually burnt that company to the fire. It looks very weird that how a malware can put a fire on in any company. Does it not look like that? It looks like a Hollywood story or Bollywood story or Tollywood story. Not like that. It was actually burnt by malware. Because the malware is able to disable the thermal sensors and exponentially increase the speed of the processing capabilities, which generates significant amount of heat that lead to the fire. So most of the attacks that we have seen in the last 1 year time, they are well-timed attack, very planned attack, where times are set, very opportune time when the attack happens, and attack gets permeated very easily. You won't believe, Russia announced on 1st of March 2022 that they will provide logistical support to Ukraine in the war against Ukraine. First March, mid in the night, the world's largest oil tanking company, which supplies petroleum oil, crude oil, or the processed oil to entire European Union, got badly damaged by a malware attack. And they become dysfunctional for almost 4 to 5 days time. Impact, if you go and check the dollar price of the oil before the attack, it was $78 per barrel. It has crossed $104 within 5 days time. India has started importing Russian oils. And some of our own Indian government's entity like Oil India was all set to create a new history. New history in the world of oil, where India will do the refining and then they will sell the oil in European Union. You'll be surprised. India made significant amount of money last year to the tune of around 68,000 crore. This year, we are going to cross 1 lakh crore very easily. As an oil importer country, instead of the net oil importer country, we have become a net oil exporter company. I don't know whether you remember, last year in February, Oil India suffered a major ransomware attack because the team NATO knew that this company will be able to provide the filtrations, and a new petroleum market India will create. And then a new journey started. Nevertheless, we overcome those challenges, but we should have been well geared so that the attack should not have happened, and we should have actually foiled the attack before it happened. But for that, you require significant amount of trained cyber defense engineer, which we were not having at this point of time. So there is a concept, attack surface area. You must understand that before we go into the security sessions. What is attack surface area? And I'm sure you must be sitting in a room of 10 feet by 10 feet. If I ask you to close your eyes and take a dart in your hand, you must have seen the dart boards. And if I give you the target, all the wall, wherever you hit, I give you $1,000. Even with closed eyes, you will be able to hit the wall. So if the wall is your attack surface area, it's very easy to hit the wall. But if I give you, close your eyes, I'll give you 1,000 ke jagah, $5,000 I'll give you. And ask you to hit a dot, even with open eyes in 10 meters, it is not that easy to do it. So your attack surface area need to be reduced to 0 if you want to be very successful in defending against motivated attackers. So boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, when you become Cyber Rakshak, your first goal is to reduce the attack surface area. And you need to do it in a very smart way, using the engineering ways. Not the way that you will put a technology and the technology doesn't work and you are being breached regularly. This story will continue. Unless you learn the engineering skills where you are not only able to detect the attacks beforehand and respond to the attack in a very structured manner, the journey will be very difficult in days to come. So in the year 1990, I remember that I was very young and, I was having interest in hacking. I was not having much interest about the information security. And I continued my pursuit of learning. Those days, some of the books, was very costly those days. The books used to come in $100. Salary used to be not even $100. So no question asked, it's very difficult to buy a book. Coming from a middle class family, it's very difficult to do it. But one interesting thing came to the world community, which is known as BS 7799 standard. They talk the word information security and how to preserve the information security. But information security, the focus was more about the confidentiality and integrity of information assets. And today also we talk a lot about information security and privacy. The word was coined in 1990. When I was in Bank of America, and taking care of their security operations for Global Delivery Center of Excellence, I was surprised that amount of attack we were getting, which is a DDoS attack, distributed denial of service attack or denial of service attack, was much bigger than, the attack on our data sets. So what was DOS attack or DDoS attack? DOS attack is like, you have an internet banking and you want to access it. The internet banking has got a limit of around 10 lakhs users at a time. But suppose if 2 million users or 3 million or 4 million user comes, then what will happen? There will be traffic jam. The way it happens on the red light area. When you go to the traffic light is red, there will be certainly heavy rush in the morning time. So there will be traffic jams. If there is a traffic jam, delivery of packet is not guaranteed. So you may not be able to access the internet banking when you need it most. So denial of service attack is all about denying a service. Service is not available, so you are able to disrupt the organization. A banking organization, if there is no internet banking available, then bank is disrupted. Think about it. If there's no power, the power system get disrupted, what will happen? There's no information there. But power supply is not there, then everything will go for a toss. So there also, availability of asset is more important than confidentiality and integrity of the assets. So 2008-9 time frame, everybody started talking about cyber security and not just information security. And cyber security covered confidentiality, which is in Hindi gopaniyata, integrity, that is achunnata, and availability, which is uplabdhata. So with these three components, all these three components was important for security, and that is where the word cyber security came into the picture. But I was sure that it is not sufficient, because the motivated attacker, if someone is ready to commit suicide, unless you know about the person beforehand, you are going to get damaged. So a determined intruder will continue to disrupt you, whatever preparation you make it for protecting against the potential intruder. So very soon the government of US and there is organization, National Institute of Standards and Technology, realized that having cyber security doesn't guarantee that hacker will not enter my house. My ability to remain afloat, continue to provide the service the way I was doing it yesterday, even after attack, is more important than just having the resilience into the systems, just having the cyber security of the systems. And that is where the new word has been called cyber resilience. There is a book, NIST has published a special publication, 160 NIST 160. It's worth referring that book. We'll talk about cyber resilience. If there is a cyber attack, my power systems are not go down. Even if there is a cyber attack, my internet should not get disrupted. Even if there is a major cyber attack, my internet banking should still become functional. Even if there is a cyber attack, my water supply system should continue to perform. Even if there is a cyber attack, my gases supply to my house should continue to perform. Despite cyber attack, oxygen supply in the ICU should remain undisrupted. Think about it. All the ICUs, they have got, oxygen supply systems. If that get disrupted for 10 minutes, you have got multiple casualties across the country. Much bigger than the number of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And that makes cyber resilience is a very important goal for critical infrastructure. Are you with me? I know it's a new subject, young guys, young minds, but it's important to know the root why you are here. The day you understand that you have here for much bigger goals to protect country against potential cyber attack, I think you're being passionate. No one can stop you from achieving what you want to achieve. Boys and girls, 2022, everybody is talking about the word cyber defense engineering. 99% magazine, you will talk about it, everybody is talking. You will be surprised to know that in the year 2008, I told my boys and girls in a company, Wipro, not one time, many times, almost every day I used to remind them. Boys, if you want to learn engineering, don't become operator. Cyber is an engineering problem, require engineered solution. So I hope that you all understand why cyber defense engineering is very important today. 75 tools and nothing is stopping it. Changing dimension of cyber battlefield is a harsh reality in front of us. I'll take you to this page because this page is critical for you. If you go to NIST, has got a very well documented NIST 180 documentations on cyber defense workforce. They have outlined around 27 distinct skills that is required for managing cyber defense in the companies. And what we are going to teach you is the underlying principle for all of them. So tomorrow, after this course, you want to pick up one of those threads and want to become a specialist on that. Your foundation will be so strong that you will be able to move to that area of specialization before you finish your college. So when you learn Python, when you learn offensive Python, and when you go to the next step, which is open source intelligence with Python, a combination of three makes you a world-class cyber threat intelligence expert. Now, suppose you have learned Python, you have learned offensive Python. Now you have learned the last thing, which is forensics with Python. Then you become an extraordinary resource for cyber forensics, malware reverse engineering, law enforcement agency, digital forensics capabilities. And a new horizon gets open for you. So boys and girls, it's very important to learn how to create the tool, not how to operate the tool. And that is what being sold to the entire country, how to become an operator, not become an engineer. Our education systems, sometime past, I'm talking about 2021 and before, was all about creating managers and not engineers. I get surprised that, PowerShell is still not being taught in engineering college. If any one of you teaching PowerShell and Empire PowerShell, please. And if you are learning in your college, please let me know. I'll come to your college and sell it to you. But I know that it is not being taught. And that is the foundational engineering. Assembly programming has become 4-page or 6-page or 8-page documents in exams. That's it. We don't create brilliant talent pool in the cyber defense engineering. We don't teach assembly programming as a subject. It needs at least 200 to 300 hours of efforts to become a good assembly programmers. We don't teach Linux from scratch. 90% of the students carry Windows systems. Why? Windows system, every widget that you are having, somebody has written code for it and makes your life very easy. You become an operator, you don't become engineers. The moment you adapt Linux as a way of teaching, you will start creating engineer from scratch. So ladies and gentlemen, and the teachers, the faculties, those who are listening to my speech, please ensure the first year itself, when the children come to your college, don't allow them to have a Windows systems. Allow them to have only Linux systems and teach them how to not only operate, but how to write the kernels, how to learn the bash programming or cell programming in a much easier way. That will create the true talent, what is required by the cyber defense energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are 27 that is required. For being a good cyber defense engineers. And when you have a solid foundations that you are going to undergo in the next 20-30 days time, I promise you that this will give you a solid foundations and you can build one of those skills in next 6 month time and you will become expert on that. It takes 5 to 8 years to learn one of these skills that you can learn during the college day. 6 to 12 months time, you will become expert on that area and you will be seen as an expert. You will be observed as experts because you learn how to write things, not how to operate things. And that is the difference we are going to create for. I don't want to see the last year's experience. So I request you, not that I need money, but pay some 300 rupees, go to my learning management system, learn from there, write your exam, see your progress. We'll also be able to see my machine learning capability on the back end of the learning management system will tell me how you are progressing. We'll be able to tackle you much easier than doing, YouTube sessions and then you don't have access to my learning management system. I wish I can make the learning management system free, but I'm sorry, I can't do it because it's a rented systems and I have to pay money to them. And we are charging you exactly what is required for them. We're not charging you anything else. As I told you earlier, the course fee for this particular course is $8,525 plus taxes. It's almost like a $10,000 course, which you are getting for a peanut. Even if you pay 300 rupees, it's a peanut for that. It's a cost of a peanut. So I'll still suggest you re-register yourself in a full-time course, get access to the learning management systems, get access to the video recordings, get access to the exam questions, keep testing, once the chapter is finished, keep testing the codes, keep testing your skills. So when you go back from here after 20-30 days time, and I don't promise you it will be finished in 20 days. I think it is 20th, 24th to 14th of August. It might go to the 1st of September. Because for me, it is very important to create something world-class out of you. That is far too important than anything else. You won't believe I asked these questions to top 20 company of the country. Do we have talent pool dedicated as a team in cyber defense engineering? And I showed them these skills and the job descriptions. Most of them say either we have outsourced and they have not gauged whether they have similar type of skills. When I asked them, do they have the competencies? The answer was that they don't have the job description which matches these requirements. Then I asked how the training need of your company for cyber defense engineering in this 27 is being captured as a part of training need assessment. They say we don't have any. If you have affirmative no for all three of them, I guarantee you failure is bound to happen. Every company requires significantly trained cyber defense engineers. India needed today 1 million cyber engineers. It's not that I am saying. It's in the parliament it is being discussed. In our question and answer sessions, one of the private member asked these questions. The answer came that we need 1 million, we don't have. You'll be surprised. Government of India in 2020 has released a new syllabus, Bachelor in Cyber Defense. It's other thing that, syllabus is almost outdated. It is like an operator 10 years back, but still not more than 30 organizations has still implemented that syllabus. Not that they don't want to implement, but they don't have the right teachers for that. Even for the outdated syllabus. The syllabus that we are having it here, I'm not boasting of, but I can tell you this has been validated by all the top layer cyber defense professionals within the government organization. We have done the need assessment completely, and based on that, we have come out with a syllabus which is world class. Even after paying $30,000 in Carnegie Mellon University, this type of content you will not available there. So bear with me, be part of my journey for next 20 days. And if you can buy the course, I'll still exhort you to buy the course. 300 is a small money for you. For us, it is a insignificant money. It doesn't matter. But just to give you access, I don't want to bleed from my pocket. And that's the reason, I expect you all to join. And have an extremely efficient, training systems, which will lay very solid foundations down the line. 75 tools every organization is having. Still, they are being breached. If Fortune 2000 company, 1600 company has been breached, means almost 3/4 of the company has been breached completely. It is not only time to invest in the tools, but it is time to invest in the people. And that is the reason, boys and girls, when you have this type of skills, people will come and cherry pick you up like a cherry, because you are already ahead of the curve. We are dealing with a lot of students from Symbiosis. They are undergoing some advanced training with us. I know that those guys, will just be picked up by the market because they have necessary skills. So give me your 20, 30 days time, and I promise you, I'll give you back something extraordinary. It's not the certificate, it's skill that you will get it, that will be exceptional. If you get a certificate also along with that, that will be cherry on the cake. Now I'll tell you something more on 3 war battle that India and the world is fighting today. And there is a link between your course and this information. And that is the reason it is important for me to tell you what is the dimension of cyber battlefield. You'll be surprised that cyber crime is not part of my logo. Is that right? You must be wondering that, information warfare, cyber warfare, cognitive warfare, where is cyber crime? In my opinion, cyber crime is a very small component of this entire journey. Not necessarily very small, but not very significant, I can tell. That's the reason, my focus is all about battlefield and not about cybercrime alone. We have to think beyond cybercrime. Think about it. 1.4 crore people are having pacemaker, the Farji Dil. And they operate on a very weak Wi-Fi passwords, which can be hacked by the hacker. 1.4 crore people with a small malware can lose their life. In Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 3,000 people died, and we're here, we make a history. So when it comes to the life and the safety of the people is far too critical than a small petty crime that happens every day. I'm not saying that is not important. It's important. But numbers are very big. 20-30,000 crore is being looted every year. So a big number. But think about it. Life is far too critical than this. If there is no power in your house for 5 days time, or no internet in Bangalore for 10 days time, what will happen? You will learn how to live without Wi-Fi, without internet. But think about it. The entire economy, the digital economy will collapse, because Bangalore and Hyderabad and Noida, 3 cities provides 2/3 of our internet-based services to the world. Whether you're talking about Amazon, you're talking about AWS, Cloudflare, Microsoft, Google, all these companies are connected through the internet and they have offices in these cities. Billions of dollars loss will happen, but I'm not worried about the dollar loss. I'm worried about the credibility loss. If a major attack happens and that lead to shutting down of the factories and the shops of those companies, if they take it to some other country, what will happen? Millions of people will become jobless. So cyber battlefield, the one dimension is the cyber war is a far too critical from the critical infrastructure perspective. Then there are 2 more dimensions, and we need a lot of cyber engineers for that. Actually. Second one is information warfare, and the last one is cognitive warfare. Let's understand what is information warfare. A very simple example. Last year, a company published hunger index for the country. 150 country, they published a hunger index. कितने लोग भूख से मरते हैं उस कंट्री में? कितने लोग भूखे सोते हैं रात में? How many people goes without food in the night? India's ranking was 134th from the bottom. 134th from the bottoms. Think about it. We are very close to Sudan. Chad. You must not have heard the names. And Pakistan and Sri Lanka was having a far better ratings. Actually, Sri Lanka was the happy index and the hunger index. They were in the top 100. We were not there. 6 months down that, we found that Sri Lanka was running for food, and Pakistan, that how bad they are conditioning. And India, we are still growing faster than anywhere else on the earth. That is information warfare. I hope you understand the final tenets of information warfare. If false narratives are created and it is mainstream media publish it across the globes, and they try to build the narratives that India is the worst country on the earth, even though we are not the worst. That narrative is known as information warfare. And none of the social medias are owned by Indians. And the one we have it, very few visits that actually. Learn using your own internal systems. Sri Ravi Shankar ji has created a beautiful social media platform, Elements. I don't know any one of you have done. ELYMENTS. Then there are Twitter equivalent tools available in India, but we don't use our own tools. We believe Twitter is better than others. And main media, if you search a name, who is the Mughal media Mughal on the earth, you will come to name of a person, Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, he is definitely one of the very important person. Rupert Murdoch owns world's largest, media company. But when you search for Mughal, media Mughal, his name comes. But the one who has invested in every media company across the globe through overt and covert channel, including the bad channels, the gentleman's name is George Soros. You search for his name in the internet, you will not get any stuff. But if you go to mrc.org, the first word in the chapter, which is owned by the entity owned by him, he said media Mughal George Soros. You'll never come to know about it. That is how the information warfare happens. American elections, the Black Lives Matters, if anyone has tracked it, I tracked it. And the movement of Antifa, funded by, leftist cabal. The entire election has been changed in favor of Biden instead of Trump. Trump was almost winner. And suddenly, Black Lives Matters. If a story is propagated through social media so many times, that entire elections, 2% vote changed, and the Trump lost the election. A country's government can be changed with information warfare. I remember Arab Spring of 2008, 2010 time frame. A lot of Arab countries, there was change of guard, and they call it, Arab Spring. But when I was digging into the annals of history, the web intelligence, I realized that was an excellent ploy of NATO to disrupt the government through information warfare. I wrote a paper in 2010. Many people actually disliked that. But now everybody is talking about that paper. Information warfare is a deadliest component. All the color revolution is happening across the globe. Where the government of Crimea has been changed. Zelensky came to the power in Ukraine, and Ukraine has been completely destroyed. They were all part of, information warfare. I'll give you another example of information warfare. Belarus rail has been attacked brutally by NATO and Ukraine. The name of Ukraine came. But I don't think they have that much of capability. So it must have disrupted NATO. And that was the main reason why the war has broken out. But nobody knows about it. Everybody thinks Russia started the war, not NATO started the war against Russia. Belarus is a friend of Russia, and Russia responded to those attacks with asymmetric warfare. That is the beauty of, There is another example I'll give you. There was one video was very viral in Ukraine war. That 51 tank has been destroyed by Stinger missiles carrying on the body of the person, and the person is throwing the missiles and tanks are being disrupted. Very interesting story. Everybody was peddling that lie. It has been peddled even on the NDTV. I checked it. And I wrote a mail to NDTV that then they say we have taken this feed from Associated Press. My apology if it is a fake video. We have not verified the truth. To my surprise, when I did the metadata analysis of that particular video, I found that has been created by a tool Maya, and it is not having any longitude and latitude information in the metadata, which is normally there in every photograph when you click the photograph. So when that video was a fake video, so narrated so much that Russia will lose the battle at the war front because the Stinger missile is able to kill these systems very easily. That is the dimension of cyber warfare, which is a part of information warfare. Cognitive warfare is far too deadlier. Boys and girls, 2024 elections, we are doing a lot better than what we are doing in the past. The disruptions has already started. all the fake news peddling have started. I call it information and cognitive warfare. I saw a video, on which our Chief Justice of India has also commented that if Modi government does not take actions, we'll take actions in Manipur. When I digged into the videos and further, web intelligence, I realized that more than 200 such cases have happened against Miti, the native of Manipur, and nobody is taking cognizance of that. I call it information warfare. Now, this particular video is a bad video. I hate that sort of videos. But it is being circulated by people sitting outside the India. From Murshidabad, DGIPR's office of Pakistan, they are putting this video online. And it becomes a world news that India is having such a bad name. Everywhere in the Twitter, everywhere you'll find it. Same thing happens, something wrong in West Bengal, where the crime is a rule of the day. The media does not talk anything about it. Neither Chief Justice of India talk about it. That is information warfare. So boys and girls, we need to build the countermeasures for all three of them. Building countermeasure requires building the tools. And that requires programming and scripting skills in offensive and defensive Python. And that is where the course journey begins. Welcome. And to this amazing course. And I am very confident that, when you will go through this course in next 20-30 days time, I'm sure that, you will have a changed dimension about cyber defense altogether. So I'll end this session today here. I'll not go beyond this because day after tomorrow we are not going to have a session. Day after tomorrow we'll have the session. Tomorrow we'll freeze everything. All the people's, the issues for around 60-70 people are having issue with the logins, those who have paid. We'll just sort that out tomorrow. So bear with me. Tomorrow there will be no session. But look, there is a video, 5 videos on networking is there. It's a mandatory for this course. Please visit those videos. There is a transcript there. We took out the transcript, combined it together in one particular document, 10-12 page documents. It's already there in Cyber Rakshak Foundation Telegram channel. Go and pick the thread from there. Finish that tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, 6 p.m. we are meeting. We are not meeting at 5 p.m. We are meeting at 6 p.m. just to make sure all my boys and girls, those who are writing the exams, they are well back into the home and then they can take care of. Just be online. I have got a guest, possibly he will join me. And he's a surprise guest for all of you. It's very difficult to get his time. So if he joins, you'll be really very happy to see him around. So just be online. Don't leave it now. Okay. So we're not having the sessions further here. We'll drop here and we'll connect again tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And I'm sure that, by the time you'll be able to finish the networking, videos completely. So day after tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, we'll join hands and we'll try to see and settle down all the, connectivity issues connecting to the telegrams. There are people who are not able to find, how to enter the telegrams. We'll sort those out, and we'll wait for a day. We'll see that, some of you are still interested for a certificate and an access to the learning management systems, the world-class learning management systems, and watch your progress. Spend 300 rupees. It's an investment for you. The reason is very simple, because this 300 rupees will bind you to this course till last time. I know those who have paid, they will continue here till last day. And if you are here with me last day, all the 20,000 people, I promise you, I'll folded hand, I'll